Alarm. I've not watched it yet, so I'm watching it for the first time with you lot. So let's have a quick look at this, eh?
About an extinction level event. I want to get into that here, but I think it's important for our audience to, before we get there, to maybe paint a picture of how you got involved with MK Ultra, why you decided to blow the whistle, maybe a little backstory. Maybe our audience might not.
Straight away.
The Pure Gold Company specialize in physical gold.
Get off.
Not be familiar, but the CIA was like using hospitals and on unwitting patients who were just in the hospital.
Mic all right and everything, yeah, sound all right, just let me know.
Some of them just given LSD by the CIA, basically. If memory serves, one of them jumped out of a window at a hospital, because he was given LSD by the CIA, he had no idea, right? So a lot of these, they were like civilian buildings that were being used for MK Ultra, right?
Yes.
Why are the CIA giving them like LSD? Do you think they're like trying to put them in there to get things they could do something, put them on these trips and stuff like that?
Yeah, that was part of it, was the drug part, research into drugs and psychedelics. And that was fully embedded in the culture in the 60s. My business partner and fellow whistleblower was named Walter Poet. He started the underground press syndicate out of New York called the East Village Other. And he really became famous and infamous after he wrote that book in 1978, Operation Mind Control. I came in many
just let you know, I've not seen this guy, so everybody that's coming in, I've not seen this yet.
Years later, when we posted and published Operation Mind Control Volume 2, the special research
to skip it a little bit,
where I brought testimony into him about what essentially the behavioral science was used for and how they were faking alien abductions and using hypnosis, screen and scramble memory technology, drugs, and advanced technology on the public. So
that's interesting. So straight away leads me to the stories that I've read over the years. So you've got the Betty and Barney Hill. That was apparently a human. There were humans that did that abduction. Now, if they're putting them on these psychedelics to make them think they're having these trips, they're having these abductions, but they're not. They're not going to know anything once they come down off this trip, right? They're under LSD. They're going to think, yeah, it was aliens. And really, it was just probably like some weird men dressed up as a grey alien, just experimenting on him, getting his sperm and stuff. God knows how they're going to do that. It'd be some seedy man. I'll do that job. Can I put a grey costume on?
That was new news at that time and very secret, very, very, very secret in the early 90s. So when I met him, I said, okay, he found out, okay, this is what the technology is used for. And I brought in the aspect, okay, this is, they're being able to manipulate consciousness enough to create a fake abduction and make it intense enough.
Evening, Maz. Is my mic okay with the audio?
Post-traumatic stress disorder and all sorts of syndromes related to the trauma event. Because CIA and all of that stuff related to MK Ultra was about behavior modification. And the utilization of behavior modification for maintaining secrets, passing messages on, sex slavery, and codification of information and so forth. So that's how I met him in the early 90s, because I had already been involved in the disclosure aspect with big media people behind the scenes. One of them was Bob Guccione at New York, who ran Penthouse magazine. If people look up The Alien Penthouse magazine, they'll find that was where I did that. That was a big deal back then, and it was all over the news when that happened. But part of the information was we were finding out.
I just have to pause a sec. For my TikTokers, I'm live on YouTube, so if you want to head on over there, a few people have joined in already. They've got notifications. If you want to head on over, UFOs around the world.
That they were using behavior modification technology for this type of activity. So that's how I met Walter.
The topic is extinction level event. CIA MK Ultra whistleblower James Martinez. We'll take a look at that video, and we'll go through the Virginia video and stuff like that as well in a bit if you want.
And then both of us put out Volume 2, Operation Mind Control Volume 2, which went into all the effects of the neuroscience on culture, what was happening in court cases, what was happening in the mental health business, because it is a business, what was the DSM-5 saying about dissociative identity disorder and how that affects behavior, consciousness, business, everything. All those things, we put the research into that book, and then we published it very quietly, and we formed what was called, at that point, the Freedom of Thought Foundation, which basically was a
I'm going to skip it forward a bit. I want to know what
501c3
this extinction level event is, people.
that stood for attorney. And people, I don't want to come here and say, okay, we're at the end of civilization and that's it. Goodbye, have a nice day. Rather than inform your audience, inform the people that will see this either live or taped or a year from now or 6 months from now, that this is the point where you can no longer be a spectator, period. Because everything that's in the news today, when this will be aired, is not relevant at all. It's all misdirection. And I say it's not relevant at all, not because it's not important, because it is important. But the behind the scenes, the powers that be want everybody distracted with the Epstein and the war and Gaza and Africa and all this other stuff. When I'm in touch with a lot of people in other countries, and I've informed them that this activity is taking place. Now, to summarize it and make it relevant for people that may be new to this, Palantir, everybody knows that name. They are aiding and abetting the end of our species.
When was this record? What?
Okay.
When was this recorded?
What I am saying
yesterday,
and I will have the documents in the near future, is he's going to be sued by many people.
Let me just go back to that. I missed that little part there. He said something about, sorry. So this Palantir.
Make it relevant for people that may be new to this. Palantir, everybody knows that name. They are aiding and abetting the end of our species. Okay, so
I think I need to do a deep dive on that. What do you think, folks?
And I will have the documents in the near future. Is he's going to be sued by many people
Wow.
to begin the process
I need a drink.
of public dialogue,
Enjoy.
public policy, and your rights to your own brain. Now, there's already been laws that have been passed in the governor of California just passed the laws protecting somebody's individual brain and their personality, because now what's happening is the very symptoms of all this are happening because people are cloning their personalities, cloning their voices, and putting them into the internet. And this is all going to create, there's no law in anything in the world prepared to deal with this and what's going to happen.
I started Tai Chi at 50. Now I'm 68. And doctors...
None.
So what do you think specifically, and then I want to kind of break it apart a little bit, but who's behind this, but what specifically do you think is going to happen when we talk about an extinction level event?
Extinction, when I'm referring to extinction, I'm saying the form in which your body is in now.
Over to YouTube.
You go walk around and you don't have any wires attached to you. You're bathing in electricity and EMF and all sorts of radio waves and everything else. But some people are more apt because their bodies are being used as energy chargers for the cloud if they've had the kill shot. Other people that are not, that don't have nanotechnology in their blood or on their skin or
right. Whoa. I've not been jabbed, by the way, but I need to get my chat up, so I need to get the chat box so I can interact with you.
Energy
Give me a
chargers
second.
for the cloud if they've had the kill shot. Other people that are not,
How do I pop that
don't have nanotechnology in their blood or on their skin or
right. Whoa. I've not been jabbed. Get that. Right, it's popped out. Let's go. Let's just
they've ingested energy chargers for the cloud if they've had the kill shot. Other people that are not, that don't have nanotechnology in their blood or on their skin or they've ingested, they still can be transmitted. Synthetic technology or telepathy rather, their moods can be altered. They can induce modules of schizophrenia.
This is terrifying, right? And I'm not trying to scare people or anything like that. I've literally just seen this and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go live for half an hour and just mix with you lot. Why not? So he's saying if you've not had he's talking about the kill shot. This is a CIA MK Ultra whistleblower, by the way, telling us this. Why is he allowed to tell us? I always have to ask those questions. Why is he allowed to tell us this? Why have they not just took him out?
So this is what's really going on. This is the end goal. So when the World Economic Forum came out and they're bragging about what they're going to do with everybody, whatever they're saying they're doing, they're probably 5 years ahead of it already. And they just tell off the tail parts of it. But when they said they were going to get rid of a large portion of the global population, they didn't exactly say all the details in which they're doing. People presume that means we're dead. They're going to kill people. And yes, they are doing it, but they're using all sorts of soft kill weaponry to do it, to make it so they don't look like they're doing it. And they get everybody.
That's interesting. So it could be in your food, your drink, your water, you know, all that kind of stuff, whether it's in your jabs and everything like that, and it's going to look like that. We haven't done this. This is just, do you know the sad thing is it's probably happening on a daily basis and people aren't aware of why they're just dropping dead?
Involved to be aiding and abetting in that. But this is invisible. Can't see where it's coming from.
So who's behind this specifically? We talk about MK Ultra. Is this part of the CIA MK Ultra program, part of your investigations and whistleblowing?
Yeah, this is part of the corporations aiding and abetting in the computer industry, the cell phone industry, the cell tower industry, and the satellite industry. Because you need, in order to make all these programs work, you have to have your subjects be fully invested and almost cybernetic with all their devices.
Yeah, that's the thing. People that are watching now, you've had the jabs, right? I've not had the jab. My daughter's had one of the jabs. My missus has had the jabs. So it affects me. It doesn't affect me directly, but it will do, because just because I haven't got it into my system through an injection, they'll be able to put it into something else that I've probably eaten or drank or something like that. 100% they've done that. Please, TikTokers, please head over to YouTube, so I have to keep doing this and going down there and stuff like that. We're watching a couple of videos. We're going to just having a chat for half an hour, You know, come and join us, chill out. Let's do this. Let's go through some stuff that this app won't let me.
In other words, I mean, how many people do you see a day that have their face in their phone all day? Or at least 8 to 10 hours a day.
That's me.
All over the place.
That's me.
And you have people in the cafes. So this has already altered cultural behavior and biology. It's already got biological impact anyway. We're not supposed to be sitting in cafes in front of phones for 12 hours in a row. Okay, so this is already happening and people are voluntarily complying and falling into this. So there's effects that are happening about this already. But in order for it to work, you have to have the legal compliance of the states and everybody that are putting up the towers. Because you might notice as well that if you're looking, and I don't know if you've covered this or not, there's people on the Hill right now that have testified in Congress about the use of neurostrike weapons on the brain in targeted individuals. This is a legitimate complaint because the first lawsuit in history against targeted individuals was filed by Anna Toledo, the attorney in Texas. This is related to all of this.
So let's read that a sec. Targeted Justice Incorporated ET Merrick B. Blah, 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 blah. Petition for writ of certiorari. I don't think that's anything special.
To perfect weaponry or perfect a system, you need to test it. And a lot of these systems and weapons are being tested on the public unbeknownst to them, because it's coming through the electricity, because you're an electric being. Your heart's...
I do appreciate he's coming in, folks. You know, just sometimes just like to have a drink and a chat with you and do some UFO. We are all gimps, right? Let's face it, we're all gimps. We're all after the truth. The thing is, I like to go into the dark area of it, and I can understand why it might be a bit scary for a lot of people, especially for the app on here. They don't like it. They don't allow it. So on here, they allow it, so I want to speak about it.
Your heart rate and everything it's an electric composite. You are affected by electricity or the weather and so forth. When you're surrounded this in your house, on your phone, under 5G conditions, it's basically micro escalation to prepare you for 6G. When they put out the cell phones, we're basically training wheels for the public to prepare them for telepathy, because the effective instantaneousness was altered by the user in the interface. In other words, initially this started off with a pager. You may remember a long time ago when people had pagers, and they'd always be looking in an anticipatory state, waiting for their pager to go off. And they'd always have it in their hand. And then after that came the mobile phone. And then the mobile phone turned into the small iPhone or Android that we see. And then the effect and the alteration of our central nervous system is related to that technology, because it sped it all up and created the effect of instantaneousness. effective instantaneously, it altered your cognition and altered how you interact with everybody in your universe. So they made stepping stones to get us to this part where we're at now, where the fusion of the brain, computer, AI, and quantum will be put into one. Now, that's why I came here, is to tell everybody that these discussions are going on behind the scenes without any dialogue with your so-called elected employees anywhere.
Bet Victor.
This is terrifying,
New
guys.
customers
Like, it
can
really
get
is
£30 in
terrifying.
bonuses and 30 free spins when you wager £10.
Okay, so
who specifically? Where are these dialogues happening?
some of them are happening in Congress. They're talking about directed energy weapons being used on the public. Department of Homeland Security brought it up because I saw the video.
I don't know about you, but it's just, is it not just too much this sometimes? Like, you think, come on, man. Simulation theory, we've got asteroids, we've got transient objects, we've got all these MK Ultra things now, we've got things missing with the children, everything like that, and it's just, everything's just negative, and you look at what happened. COVID's still around, by the way. COVID's not gone anywhere, but for some reason it's not targeting people anymore, and nobody's having the boosters anymore. So what's happening to people? Exactly the same thing that would have happened to people in the first place. Nothing. It was ramped up. It was old people, then it was sort of old people, then it was medium old people, and it was my age. So I'm very young, I'm 39. And then it went on to the kids. They wanted to put in the kids and stuff like that. But they was all dancing and hugging and womanizing, weren't they?
Footage of it. And I know the person that filed the lawsuit, because about a year and a half ago, what led me into this position. I was asked...
Coming over to YouTube, TikTokers. Dan, get yourself over to YouTube.
To go to DC to meet with somebody that was one of the top experts in neurostrike weaponry, because this lawsuit had been filed in Texas and our elections were happening, and I was being asked to go deliver this information one-on-one to RFK Jr. because he knew about MK Ultra and I didn't have to explain it to him. When he interviewed me, though, he didn't even want to air that stuff, but I know that he knows. So I met with somebody in DC that's like an expert with this type of stuff. And I saw all the data.
Do you think? Well, hold on. Do you think that RFK Jr. knows because his father was killed by it?
Yeah, and he knows. He knows. Yes, exactly. Because when I spoke with him off air, I asked him, so is the guy's Sirhan's hypnotic blocks been removed or at least identified? Did you find all those code cues and triggers? And who's he interfacing with? Does he have dialogue with somebody? Because in order to find out all this stuff, you have to go and examine the pathology of the individual. And apparently nothing had been done. He'd still been frozen in time and hadn't had any recall about anything that he was doing, let alone, and wasn't even really aware. So this stuff goes on in court cases that you never hear about at all. We covered it in Operation Mind Control book about...
Sorry, bear with me, YouTube. My YouTube account is UFOs Around the World. It is the same name on all social media platforms. Type in UFOs Around the World. You'll see me live right now, and you can come in, join the chat, join the people that are already in it, and watch the videos that I'm sharing. I'm going to show the Virginia one again, Virginia one, for you Americans, and the direct messages for people if you haven't seen it yet. And we're going to go through this extinction level event. This is the first time I've seen this. It's fascinating.
Getting somebody to discredit themselves that was interfacing with this type of technology, and we were interviewing people quietly that were private contractors supplying
bell on my YouTube.
Technology to create synthetic telepathy and induced versions of schizophrenia. So
I interrupted you, and I want to get back to what you were saying, but I think it's important. We still don't know what happened on July 13th in Butler, Pennsylvania. And this Thomas Matthew Crooks.
Don't forget, guys, you all have to send at least 10 super chats
with Department of Homeland Security individuals at the gun club nearby in Butler, Pennsylvania. We have no information about this guy. His body was cremated without the parents' authorization almost immediately.
That was weird.
Was you can, I don't know if you know or not, but
I know about that
program?
But I suspect it is, because whenever they catch these guys that have done stuff like this, not just him, other people, school shooters and stuff like that, it's always the same type of profile. And they usually, somebody that's more apt to be vulnerable to autosuggestion, hypnosis, and so forth would fit a certain type of person to get people to do this type of activity, because you don't need drugs necessarily to do that. And Gregory Bateson and other hypnotists have proven that, because we put it in the book, what people are capable of. But I don't know the guy's pathology. I've met him. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you on the RFK point. I'll let you continue there. Who's behind this and continue. I just wanted to, I think that was an important point on Sirhan.
Yeah, because
it was just a joke. Super chats are, if you put a comment in, it has like a little prize thing there, and you can get your super chat, and it gets to go on the screen and stuff like that. I was joking, by the way. I don't ask for anything like that. If you send it, I appreciate it, but you'll never hear me ask for it.
This is important because there's people that are under attack with this type of technology, and when it's being labeled the Havana syndrome, right? But there's been no official counter to any of it, because they don't know where it's coming from. When I met with people in DC, he goes, well, we have to be real quiet about this, and we don't want the DOD to make a statement about it because they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
There is an update with Lou. Lou's done a new video on it today, I think it is, so we'll check that out. I'll check that out in a minute, see if I can find it.
Who is doing it, and we're doing it. They're doing it to their people. We're doing it to their people, and and it's coming from multiple sources. And then I can accelerate your death because I'll have complete control over you, mentally, physically, and your nervous system. And if I want to put you to bed early, or kill you off, or reduce your life, I can do so. And that's what they're doing. It's just one tool in the toolbox that is being used to reduce population reduction, but it's the most lethal and the most dangerous for humanity.
Killing of people, or the mind-altering control of people?
If I want to get rid of you, I can kill you, and then you're dead, right? But if I also want to get rid of you, I'll just alter you, and then I can accelerate your death because I'll have complete control over you, mentally, physically, and your nervous system. And if I want to put you to bed early, or kill you off, or reduce your life, I can do so.
Big shout out to Andrew Self, who sent me a super chat. How do I pin that? I'll put it on the... I'll figure out how to put it on the screen in a minute while it's playing. I do appreciate that, Andrew. Thank you, Andrew Self. I was joking, by the way, but thank you.
And that's what they're doing. It's just one tool in the toolbox that is being used to reduce population reduction, but it's the most lethal and the most dangerous for humanity. This is the breaking point underway. So when you see interviews with the head of Palantir talking about the biggest, most gigantic surveillance system being put in place, he's not talking about the ecological effects of what that's going to do. This is why a lot of people are saying, this guy's the Antichrist, and they mean it, because he's aiding and abetting the end of your free will.
So they're saying he's the Antichrist. I'll tell you now, me and my UFO followers will fuck you up. You ain't fucking with us. Look at you. You absolute wet lettuce. We're not having that guy. He's not taking us out, people. Come on. And when I say the word gimp, that's a joke, right? But he is an absolute gimp.
End of your own cognitive liberty to make decisions based upon your own thoughts, your own ideas, your own history, everything.
Thank you, Maz.
That's what they're doing.
Why right now? I mean, have there been specific alarms going off? You mentioned a few, but I just want to be very specific on this, why you're coming forward now, warning all of us. Like, what is happening behind the scenes? We're being distracted by other things, of course. They love to do that. But
I'll tell you. This is important to know. This is very important to know, because
imagine being able to build anything, for any reason, in any style, at any...
Guys, you're going to make me cry with these super chats. Please stop it. Like, I really do appreciate it. And I'm glad that you're enjoying, the channel. It is your channel. It's the public's channel. It's the people's channel. As Muhammad Ali would say, it's the people's champ. This is the people's channel. This is why I'm interviewing people, just everyday folk. Matt, mate, who's the person you're talking about, Musk? Come to YouTube and watch the video. And join us, Chief. That's what you need to do. All you people that are in TikTok at the minute. I'd love to be able to share it with you, but I can't. They won't allow it. They've changed the lives and everything like that. They've ruined the app. they're going to lose a good creator here and to YouTube. And if you don't want to lose me, come on over. Come on over. I need more moderators. I need some of the loyal people. In fact, I'm going to create a few more moderators tonight.
I've arrived here at this point and with other people that I'm talking to in public, because when I was asked to be chief advisor on this committee, lo and behold, I found out that the committee was not organized financially, was being blocked by our own government to participate on that committee, and had no reasonable means to represent the United States on the international playing field to institute rules and regulations and standards for brain-computer interface. Because if you think that your information is going to be private and you trust these people that are doing this to keep it private, you're delusional. So when I found out that this committee was being ignored, it wasn't being financed, and moreover, we were taking orders from China, I decided this isn't right. This is not right at all, and they shouldn't be dictating rules and regulations and standards to anybody. But since a lot of the power in this country was given by design.
Thank you, the people that are coming in, welcome in. Please make sure to click the notification bell on my channel. You'll find it. You see on here, when you scroll down, there will be a little bell button here where it says subscribe. Just click that bell button. Whenever I go live, you will get a notification that I am live. You won't want to miss it. And you also get notifications for the videos.
To China, we have a problem now where we're not part of the standardization of this and what it is going to be. And the Chinese are running us in this area. So when I found out this,
thank you for the super chat, Suzanne. I really do appreciate
countries
it.
And so forth,
and Sarah, and Maz, and Andrew,
and said this: the public needs to know this. So I've had to actively go out.
Seem to add it to the screen
and try and raise funds for something that the United States should be handling themselves, but they're not, because the United States is occupied in a certain fashion right now, and we're not getting the support to get it on the international playing field and say, stop China making these standardizations and protocols of what this is going to be worldwide. They don't get to dictate with it. They're not our bosses, not for you, not for me, not for anybody. That's why I'm coming out in public, because there's critical infrastructure related to national security that is national security that is all embedded in this brain-computer interface stuff.
Do you want to try and reach out to this guy, try and get an interview? Try and get an interview with this guy.
And
like what?
Well, weapons, surveillance, drones. Drones are now being run by the brain. They're not being run by computers. There's people hooked up to it that guide it.
You're talking about psionics now, isn't it?
There's people I know, because I was introduced to them, that are writing code with their brain on the computer in live time on operations. And I was asked to go meet with.
Okay, so for the people coming in, this is James Martinez. He's a CIA MK Ultra whistleblower. He's talking about the extinction level events, going on about all sorts of stuff here. And it's terrifying because I don't think any of us can dodge it. I think we're all goosed. Thank you, Maz. I really do appreciate it.
This guy, because
started something.
I was more interested in his pathology and what happened to him, who he was before, how did he get to this position, was it voluntary or not, and what the hell is he going on with now? Is he running his own mind, or what kind of security agreements do they have? Is there any such thing as a security agreement?
Hold on. So this individual you met with has some sort of a brain implant chip, or he's interfaced with a computer somehow, and he's writing code just with his brain?
I talked to him over the phone. Yes, I talked to him over the phone. I was put in touch with him from somebody else, and I was interested in talking to him to find out what the hell went wrong and what's his pathology like. Does he sleep? Does he have any private thoughts of his own? All this type of stuff I needed to know, because the public has to be aware of what this is going to do.
Who did this to him?
He didn't want to say. He was working for a joint operation between the U.S. and somebody else. And he was trying to get me to do certain things for him, but I said, I have to meet you privately. I can't do, I have to see what's happened to you. I mean, but when you were talking to him over the phone, he would sound like a normal person.
Folks, I'm over on YouTube.
There's
You
nothing
wanna
there.
join us?
But I don't know
UFOs
who
around
he
the world.
was before this took place. So this is probably quite common. Quite common.
For the average person watching this right now, the mom or husband, who's has a family trying to put food on the table, they're not part of these secret government programs. They have just a normal life. They got the COVID shot when they were told to, because that's what the government told them to do. All of that. They've got cell phones. Like, what does this mean for the average person watching right now?
It means the you that you think is you isn't going to be you. So I wouldn't say that if I didn't have a solution or
Oh, so he's got a solution. I'm looking forward to hearing that. So do you think this is why at the minute, and this is a big thing, that there is a hell of a lot of depression on this planet? Like, depression and stress wasn't a big thing in the 90s when I was growing up. You know what I mean? Everyone was like, ooh, it was all happy and stuff like that. Everybody, at least somebody in your household will be depressed. And I think everybody is. I used to think depression was fake. I used to thought, what's depression? Honestly, I used to laugh at people that said they was depressed. Now it's like 100%. I'm depressed all the time. This topic depresses me. The deeper you go on this topic, anybody that studies the UFO and alien topic, I will argue that you have suffered some depression in your research after researching stuff.
strategy to talk to the public about, because I've made sure I've talked to other people that I've spoken to about this in public. The most important thing a person can do is if they become a victim of some type of directed energy weapon, or they're having health issues, or their personality changes, or they find out that they're being influenced by these type of technologies and they have proof of it, and they want to make a claim against the people that are doing it, they have to be first in line to make a declaration for that. So this is what I've done for myself already. I've already filed declarations in the county recorder's office and with the UCC declaring all my cognitive rights. And if there's violations in any form, whether it's the airport, a restaurant, a house, public event, anywhere, and I find out about it, that I will file claims and for certain amounts of money. And I've made these declarations already.
Money. It's all about money. Why don't you just do it for the good of humanity? If I found out something I could save people, I don't give a shit about money.
Because there's no law anywhere in the world that is prepared to deal with this. Because there's law firms right now behind the scenes that are claiming they're going to be experts in neurocognitive law.
Oh, TikTok
when there's nothing about that in law. So if you're fused with another, with a technology, you can't be in court because you're no longer human anyway, and you don't have any rights. You're owned. You're a product for somebody else. We're giving away our humanity in process right now. So I filed these documents so that this issue is going to be dealt with in the courts. I can assure you that, because prior to getting on and speaking to you, I was on with people in Europe with I don't want to say the foundation, but it's a very big, prestigious one. And I'm being introduced to some of
I missed some of the comments. All you people that are saying you've been through mental health and you've come out the other side and stuff like that and going through your thing, is support each other. 100%. Running saved me. I used to go to the gym all the time. That was my way of getting out of it. Do you know what else saves me sometimes through my depression? You. This channel. TikTok. Honestly, it saved me so much. Like, I'm going to do a video, concentrate on UFOs, go and chat to people, do random lives or drink. You've seen me, and you've not even realised in such a depressive state. But like, I've been so jokey and funny and stuff like that, and you've not even known that deep inside. I'm just like, so yeah, yous have saved me so many times. That's the only reason I keep doing it. It's you lot. The topic, I'd give it up. It's you lot I can't give up.
Top judges in Europe, other scientists, because we're at a breaking point now where law, rights, human right violations are going to start occurring on a level we've never seen before. So
getting used to that camera there. To the truth.
I know in the US that we'll face one of the biggest mental health crises ever. It'll be horrible. It's about to happen.
And you think that'll be a directed energy weapon?
I wasn't going to do this. Honestly, I've kept quiet for years, but I can't sit back and watch this any longer.
Can't wait to skip that. There we go.
So, like, declare your rights. Write it down on paper. I don't want anyone manipulating my brain. I don't want anyone manipulating my body. And you think this would be some sort of a mass directed energy weapon program that's already unfolding. We're already seeing it. A lot of people in our audience
everything begins and ends in a court. Everything begins and ends in a court. Everything. Your rights, your ability to contract with somebody, your ability regarding money, agreements, business, all has to do with legal frameworks in a court of law. And in order to prepare yourself, you have to make a declaration that these rights are not to be violated. Because what's going to happen is, like, when people are carrying their cell phones and all their apps, they all upgrade, you agree to the terms. Nobody reads the terms.
Right.
And anything on their phone. They don't even read the terms of all their credit card agreements. Nobody reads terms. And they're counting on this by voluntary compliance to walk into this so that they're not responsible for the damage that's going to be done to you and is ongoing right now with people all over the world with this advances. Because when 6G comes in and it's common, we're done. We're done.
So is it one? I want to talk about the who behind this. When we talk about the CIA, MK Ultra, like, is it Palantir? Is it the World Economic Forum?
Palantir, Google,
NGOs?
DARPA, the Department of Defense, military in Europe, the Soviets. Everybody's involved in this because it's the high ground of warfare. When people see war on TV, they think it's bombs and guns and guys going into buildings and tanks, and that's old. That's all totally obsolete.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm back in 2 seconds. Just let me know if I miss anything.
Much more sophisticated and easier ways of doing it. Take it over and then you run their minds. That's what you do.
So in the United States,
they've already used this type of technology in warfare.
You talked about the United States and already being controlled in a lot of ways. You talked about a massive mental health crisis hitting the U.S. and that'll be manufactured. I was just having a conversation yesterday with someone who said the pharmacist couldn't believe the amount of just young children that are coming in and getting on antidepressants. The pharmacist is writing like a record amount of antidepressant medication. Is this tied together in any of this?
Of course, because when that's synthesized with electromagnetic weapons, Wi-Fi, all the electricity that surrounds you in dense populated areas, that person's their nervous system's already been co-opted. So that's a symptom of their nerves being co-opted, that they're going in for depression because their biorhythms are already totally screwed up. A child born.
Is there any way of watching this again later from the start? Yeah. All my YouTube lives will be the upload straight after. So it might take a while because it'll be probably about an hour. We're nearly 40 minutes in already. But yeah, all my lives, if you go to my YouTube, click on live, it'll be under the live section. All my live streams are on there. So yeah, you'll be able to catch up with anything. Don't worry about that.
Today, and we've seen pictures of this, they have a cell phone shoved in their mouth, probably at 5 years old. That changes the entire relationship with the brain, the central nervous system, how they operate in their cognitive behavior.
I got so out of breath then just running upstairs.
Decision making, all of that. You and I lived when there wasn't that. So we've seen the change happen. We're witness to it. They're not. So their central nervous system operates completely differently. Because you'll notice with a lot of young people, they have like zero attention. Zero.
Right.
Because they deal with the effect of instantaneousness 24 hours a day. They sleep with their phone, they walk with their phone, they cook with their phone, they do everything with their phone. And if you take it away from them, they go into withdrawal. And they have like fits.
Sorry, Chris, I've not been reading your comments, but come into the YouTube and put your comments in. I can read it. I seem to read it better on here than I keep an eye on here.
We've seen this behavior. So that all these little signs behaviorally are all knee-deep embedded in the United States. We've got a tremendous fight ahead of us. This is the spiritual fight of all fights, is the takeover of the brain. It's always been the high ground. It's what Walter Boert, we knew back with Fletcher Prouty and all these guys, that this was the high ground. And it was Jose Delgado, the famous Princeton psychiatrist, I believe. He said that in the future there would be a psycho-civilized civilization. He was very public about it. And yeah, we're there. But this is the final aspect, because user will be interface and neural net sequencing in the brain will be controlled, and their intentions and decisions will be affected. It's kind of like Minority Report upgraded.
It's deeply disturbing. What you're telling me is,
but your elected officials, they're responsible. They're supposed to be telling you this. They're supposed to be informing the public about what's going on. They're not. Our president,
because I think it seems so nebulous.
Why would they inform the public if the plan is to, like, sort of a depopulation thing? They're not going to. Why has my camera gone off there, people? Let me sort that out. Yeah. Why has that gone? Give me a sec, folk. We have some technical issues here with my camera for some reason. Give me a second, folks. It will be back on in a sec. Well, let's get that back down there. I don't know why it's done this. Whoa. You are watching the master in process here, guys. Let's go, let's go. Are we back? Are we back, people? Let me know in the chat. Are we back in the game here? I'll release you now. Well, without implants, immaculate constellation.
Would the big attorney...
What? Incorrect. I've gained quantum, telekinetic, environmental telepathy. No need of any implants now. Just a taste of my powers. Without implants, immaculate constellation, bear. Are you saying you've just turned my camera off with your talent? Do it again then. Do it again. Turn my camera off again.
Attorneys that are supposed to be interfacing with people to make public policy on this, and they're just dumbasses. They don't even know how to articulate it and say it. And I say, look, read all the data, okay? I'll get back to you in a month. Read it all. Go check it out. Reference it. Figure it out. Pretend you're like going to court. And
on YouTube, not TikTok.
They're freaked out by it. They're totally freaked out by it, because now they see what's really been done. Because so how do we, the people, fight this? It's going to be...
Is it freezing or is it all right, people? Let me know now. He's pausing it. Yes. It's free. It's all right. So it's good, right? Is it? It's freezing, did you say, or is it all right? 1 for okay.
Be done in courts. So this is why I'm telling people to start declaring by your own free will declarations in the county recorder office. I have people email me asking for these declarations, like a template of them, so they understand what's at stake. And I send that out because my declarations might be different than yours. Quilla. But the point is you put them on the public record. So when you do get into court, their ass is on the line because you've informed them.
We got a good little community
before you
here
even
on YouTube.
show up.
I can see it. can see it growing into something
Your
good.
We'll
situation.
put it on the county recorder's office. Maybe we can link.
Oh, yeah.
We'll put a PDF in the show description that you can share with us, and we can maybe share it with the audience if they want to do that at the
What
county
they
level.
can do.
If you don't know where to start in Top Heroes World, the spring
What did the DARPA scientist tell me 2 years ago, 2027? Is that John Stewart in the chat? Is that you, John?
land is a great place to start. There are low-level enemies and villages with...
What I can do.
1 second, I think John Stewart might have just dropped into the chat here. What did DARPA scientists tell me 2 years ago, 2027? They're coming to take back their bodies and equipment. Matt can hear the video in background and the main video. Video in background and the main video. Just let me know if there's any technical issues there, people. I need to know. Hi, guys. It is John, innit? Yeah. Welcome in, John. It was great interviewing you a couple of months back. I'd love to have you on the show again. Now I'm on YouTube. I'd love to have you on my YouTube channel. I've got a couple of interviews lined up this week. I'd love to have you on and go through all this, all your latest stuff. Because I am actually a fan of yours.
Is if people email me or contact me through the Patreon account, and I will get that template for them. And it's a building block that they can change. It's not finalized. This is going to mutate because I put those declarations as a pending declaration that will be, I will build on top of these declarations as I start to see what the technology.
Yeah, I keep pausing it just to read some of the comments. I don't want to just watch, I want to interact with you as well. So I think this is John Stewart that's in the chat. That's his channel, Hunting Victor Investigation. 7 whistleblowers have all told me they are coming back to watch our next extinction. Wow, that's quite sick. Let's go. Apparently Earth's going to get taken out. Let's go and take some beers, some food, and go and watch them get wiped out. Yeah, we need to talk about that, John. We need to get you up, and you can tell us this. Matt, technical issue with sound repeats what you say a couple of seconds delay after you say it. Is TikTok having me over it? TikTok or YouTube having me over it? I don't know if it's having me over here. I'm not going to be on for much longer anyway. I'll just have to see because there's some technical issues I'm having. I don't know why. But yeah, welcome in, John. Thanks for coming in.
Apologies.
And reach out to me and we'll do a chat again. You've got my email, UFOsaroundtheworld@gmail.com.
All your sensory inputs through your 5 senses.
You're on one track with this as one whistleblower. How many other whistleblowers are you working with who are kind of sharing and bringing information to you from other quadrants?
Some of them,
no, I've got TikTok on my phone. It's not on through the PC.
If they get it up to a certain, if they understand at a certain point, I talk to them a lot less. Because if I'm sharing information and telling them that they don't know about this, do you know about this, and they know it, then I leave them alone because there's other people that are addressing this, but they're not addressing the legal aspect. I'm trying to give a remedy to the public to prepare for this because the damage that's going to be done, it's not.
We've heard a bit too much doom and gloom on this one, so I'm going to leave that for now. I'm going to drop the link in the description for this video. I want to show people that might have missed it. Guys, you're right, Matt. All my fault, top lad. Matt, if you... 1 second. The alien interview... not the alien interview, sorry, that's because of John. This is the Virginia one, which was released. It's doing the rounds again, but I covered it last year. Let me know what you think of this one. There's no sound to it. It looks like it's from 1996. And if it is from 1996, I'd lean towards it being real, by the way. Why wait 30 years to release a hoax? Everyone make sure to give John Stewart a follow, by the way. If you don't know who John Stewart is, he's the ex-pro wrestler. And he's probably friends with Hulk Hogan, actually. Maybe you can have a chat about that if we have a chat sometime. And he's the one that did the documentary on the alien interview tape. We have slight different opinions than who we think Victor is, but it's all amicable. But he's done extensive research on the alien interview tape, and I respect his work on that. Did you see that then? Let me show you something in this tape. Watch this. Everything okay now? Is the mic okay and everything now? Please, people, let me know. Just drop a 1 in the comments. I need everybody to check this out. So let me know in the comments if you can hear me okay and everything. People in the... Didn't Hogan get done for... No, I don't think he got done for that. I'm on the fence due to... Right, everybody check this out. Tell me if you see what I'm seeing. So, as the camera's on it, the alien seems to do that. And then go back down. In a second. Watch this. You see it? It lifts its head up and then it'll move its head back down. Watch. It moved its head back down. And I don't think that was the camera, because if you look at the camera, it was stationary at that moment when it was going up and down still. It's weird. I slowed it down. I covered this last January. If John's still in the chat, what do you think of this tape, John? Do you think it's real? Right, TikTok is getting confused. I'm on YouTube sharing videos. I'm actually live on YouTube. Yous are just watching me live on YouTube. What you should be doing is going to YouTube and watching me through there. I'm trying to get you to come over to YouTube, basically. TikTok won't allow these videos. They're being a bit funny, aren't they? Blame TikTok. Put a petition up. Yes, I see the head dip slightly, yeah. Looks like the one on the sketches. It does, yeah, it does look like. It does look like it. If it's from 1996, it's real. You just wouldn't release it in 2024, like 30 years later almost, if it's fake. You'd release it straight away, wouldn't you? But like I said to you, I'll show you something else as well for the people who haven't seen my recent video. So make sure you check the recent video out after my live. I have the DMs of the original source of this, and the suspicions, my suspicions were thinking. James Fox, I think, got asked about for £1 million, right? I'm going to show you what I got asked for in a second. So let's pause that a sec. Let's go to the DMs. I've got it already up for you here, right? Right, let's have a look here. So, let's move this across. So, zoom in a bit for you. How do I move this across? There we go. So, he tried ringing me. And I said, sorry, I'm busy at the minute. And he's put, I need urgent... This was January 2024. I need urgent help to send you part of the video and stay safe. Can you create urgent UK vacinia with your followers for me to buy a video cassette and stay in a safe place? Then I'll make a call with you. And I put via video cassette. I was confused. It's on video, like it's on a cassette tape. I'm being persecuted and I don't want to miss the video. Can your follower raise some money? I will send you part of the video. Now, I was suspicious. He didn't send me any part of the footage. He just sent me an image, and then he started to ask me for like a mobile phone. He said it had to be iPhone and stuff like that. So I was very suspicious then, thinking I'm being had over here. So I wasn't willing to, put like a GoFundMe page for something that I wasn't sure was going to be coming my way. And something was just off with it. So from that moment then, and he put, you apparently didn't study the case, you don't understand what's happening, I give up. So this is me, I've just like used Google Translation, where I said, I do understand the case. I'm just trying to understand why you're being persecuted and all this, why you're asking me for a cassette tape and why you're asking for a mobile phone and all that kind of stuff. There's nothing funny about the footage. It's not digital, it's on VHS, so I asked for help to buy what I need to transform the video into digital. If you think that's funny and you don't, I don't know why he kept saying I think it's funny. I never once said it was funny. Exactly what I'm saying. And he sent me this image which shows like a very old TV, but where they're from, that's primarily what they have, them type of TVs. And I didn't hear anything back then, which was the 12th of January 2025. So this was from like 28th of the 1st, 2024. Alright, that's recently. So 28th of January 2024 was the last communication I had with him. So he wanted mobile phone, he wanted a cassette tape, everything was off. And then I heard that he was asking James Fox for money and stuff like that. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure because I was talking to James as well. In fact, that's why his message is here and James Fox is here, because I was actually talking to James Fox to share him stuff and things like that. So that's what that's about. So let's open that up, go over here. There's another thing here I want to share. We'll watch a bit of this and I'm going to have to go for a bit. So this is the human hybrid babies and genetic compatibility.
Claimsforcars.com. Waiting for the bathroom. Claimsforcars.com. Waiting for the show to start. Claimsforcars.com.
Odd degree of variation in these accounts and try to pull information from those and recognizing patterns. And that's a big thing that we do in anthropology in general, is just try to.
And again, so interesting that these might be from different points in time, like that we're not dealing with one all-encompassing species that's traveling back, because, as you know, this is a strange area, and in this strange area, there are so many outliers. Like, we're already dealing with an anomalous topic. Within this anomalous topic, there are a million anomalies that we have to consider, right? And there's a case that you talk about in your book, Antonio Villalboas, which I first heard about through Corral Lorenzen in an old book. I thought it was just one of the most interesting, obviously one of the earliest sort of documented abduction cases.
Yeah.
And
it was right around the Betty and Barney Hill time, I think, like late 60s maybe.
Yeah.
The exact, or ambivalence or whatever, or like, whatever, we'll just go to sleep. So clearly there was like a vetting that happened beforehand. And yeah, I thought it was really interesting too how they lathered him up. They also made him puke beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a full expunging of everything, get rid of it, wipe them down. And that's something I overlooked too between my...
I'm going to play this part.
I agreed to do.
And then I'm going to go, but I'm going to cover this tomorrow. And I'm also going to cover the Jesse Michaels and the mushrooms and the LSD and that video as well. That is one hell of a video. If you've not seen that, you go and watch the Jesse Michaels interview. I don't know what the guy's name called. And watch this one. These are two really good interviews. New as well. This one came out yesterday. Jesse Michaels one came out 2 days ago. Going on about LSD and what they were seeing. Insane. Little elves. And you need to watch it. It's trippy as anything in the chat.
Do this. Why am I complaining and threatening to quit? It was like, we started to talk about this earlier, but kind of pre-incarnate remembering. So that was one of the questions. The other one I've never told anybody because it was kind of embarrassing. But I figure I'm already making a mess of this question and answer session anyway. So maybe some of your viewers will think it's comical, because I did. But I asked them about like the safety of myself and my family, and like, will they be okay? That was the main point, based on the anxiety I was having before I went to Rice. Earlier that day, I met with a guy. This
chapter's about they spoke to me in my mind.
That was, his life was saved by future humans that he interacts with and has for decades. So I asked a question about my health, and this is the one I've never told anybody because their answer was instantaneous and hilarious. I was like, so do I have any health problems or anything? And they said, well, you could stand to party a little less hard. Just like off the cuff.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, yeah, that's true. Because I was, definitely enjoying the social aspects of camaraderie and whatnot.
But they knew that, like, it was just a matter of fact for them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That must
definitely stand to party a little less hard. So in addition to knowing my thoughts, they also knew
your history
and potentially future.
Whoa.
Like, take it easy. They didn't tell me I have a problem with my health right now. That was like some indication of a path or a direction.
Yeah.
And I took it quite seriously. Like, I cut back on everything after that. I do still enjoy a beer, or a scotch, or a whiskey, but definitely not like I was. But yeah, at some point, the conversation did shift from being vocalized to telepathic. I don't really know exactly when that happened. And
I will get the chat on the screen on the next live and stuff like I usually have, to be honest with you. I'm using stream elements. I'm a bit new to this one, so that's why I'm not able to. And when you've sent me like me super chats, usually I'd be able to put it on the screen. For some reason, I'm not able to do it. I don't know why I'm not able to do that. I'm missing something here. What does interact do? I don't know what that does. I don't want to mess about with it. So yeah, I'm gonna end it, guys. I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna drop the link for this for the extinction level event on Redacted. I'm gonna drop it all in there for you to have a look at. It'll be in the description. Yes, this will be up, so if you missed it, you can come and watch it. It's an hour's long. It's just over an hour long. And I'll be doing this like once a week, twice a week, as much as I can, just to, you know, get a community going on here, live thing, watching. You send me where to go looking as well. I'll just be a random one, random lives. You send me wherever you want on the UFO topic. I am enjoying it on YouTube. TikTok is, why you been watching on there and you not been on here? Makes me now know why you're on TikTok. Come over to YouTube, man. They won't allow me to talk about some of the stuff on here. This is why you're missing out on here. Thanks for tonight, Matt. Have a good one, Matt. I'm going to have a drink. I'm going to carry on drinking. I'm going to have a drink. I've got a couple of videos lined up for tomorrow. I try and put one out a day if I can. It's hard to do sometimes. It's not as easy as TikTok because you've got to put a bit more effort into it for YouTube and stuff like that. So, yeah, I will get something up there for you. And just send me messages if you want me to cover anything. Like, if you want me to cover something, it's a big story. I can do an hour video. I'll just work on my editing, but I can do an hour video. I can turn it into like a Y-Files type of video if you want. I could potentially do that if I can. I'll have a goldfish. Just have my missus there. So I have that. So yeah, I'm going to go, folks. Good night. And for the people that asked, yes, it will be up. It takes a bit of time to process, but it will be on my channel. So good night and God bless. Always look up.